I am going to tell you about my friend Tylena's Big Chop and review some products. Last October, Tylena contacted me and said she wanted to go natural and chop off all of her relaxer. She came to my house, sat down, and in her incredibly spirited voice said, "Cut it, Mo!" So that's what we did. Her last relaxer was at the end of 2012, but since she had only done styles with straightening, she had some heat damage, so I took her chop down all the way to the point where the heat damage would be removed. Tylena's current regimen is to wash her hair about every 5 days with Trader Joe's Nourish Spa shampoo and conditioner. She will co-wash in between washes when necessary. Then she sets her hair with Mixed Chicks leave-in and Eco Styler gel and seals her ends with pure macadamia oil. She allows her hair to air dry. At night, she sleeps in a bonnet and then gets up in the morning and fluffs it out, and if there are some sections that are flat and need to be refreshed, she'll put some water and a little bit of oil in a spray bottle, mist the sections, and then reset them. In this tutorial, I am going to use a few different products on her, clip her ends, and style her up. To begin, I am shampooing 2 times with Hydratherma Naturals Moisture Boosting Shampoo. Because she wets her hair often, which is almost avoidable with her length, she needs to constantly focus on moisture. This shampoo has essential oils, fatty acids, and natural extracts that return the hair to its optimal moisture level. This also includes high-quality proteins that help prevent breakage and make hair stronger. What I loved most about this one was how little of it I needed. It's concentrated, meaning it's not watered down, and the smell and texture while shampooing was absolutely amazing. To deep condition, I am using the matching moisture boosting deep conditioner. This formula works to restore elasticity with a blend of natural ingredients and oils. The scent of caramel mixed with orange citrus gives this a sweet, clean smell. I loved how much slip I could feel in the hair as it glided on very easily and seemed to immediately penetrate the hair. I am going to cover her hair with a plastic cap and set her under the hooded dryer for about 20 minutes to process this. After rinsing the conditioner out with cool water, I am going to apply Apogee Curlific Moisture Rich Leave-In to her hair and detangle. This will ensure a balance of hydrating proteins are set into the hair shaft after styling. Tylena wants to grow her hair out evenly until she decides if she wants some type of styled cut, so I am just going to give her a basic all-around even trim. She hasn't experienced hardly any breakage so far, but she wants to make sure she is set for her upcoming move to Florida. Starting from the crown, I am going to take vertical sections, smooth the hair around my finger, and clip 1/8 of an inch. With wet curls, you have to make sure you are firmly holding and stretching the hair so it is evenly clipped. And you have to determine before washing how much needs to be clipped. Cutting wet hair can be more difficult the more coily your hair is. Tylena's hair is the same texture throughout. She's in the 3B range, so this works for her. If you have varying lengths or patterns or a lot of shrinkage after washing, you may need to consult a stylist with experience with curly textures on a trim method that will work best for your hair. I am going to use Mixed Chicks Leave-In Conditioner and Agadir Argan Oil Volumizing Styling and Sculpting Gel to set Tylena's hair. Before deciding on these 2 products, I tested them to see if they would play well together. Here's how I do it. I take a little bit of each of the 2 styling products that I want to use and rub them together in my hands. While I'm rubbing my hands together, I feel for texture to make sure it isn't gritty or sticky, and then I look to see if it's creating any kind of white film. As I am rubbing these 2, they are blending perfectly, so that tells me that they have ingredients that like each other. Now, this isn't any type of scientific process or anything, it's just a way that I came up with to see how products will react to each other, and so far, it's served me well. I am going to apply the Mixed Chicks Leave-In first, making sure it is evenly distributed throughout the hair. Now I am going to take about a quarter size amount of gel and smooth it through a large section of her hair and start finger coiling. You can do smaller coils if you want more defined curls, or larger ones like I'm doing here that you can pull apart after they are dry. This is something that you'll probably just have to try both ways and see what works for you. I will continue to do this until all of her hair is coiled. It took about 5 or 6 minutes to install these coils all over her head. Now I am going to allow her hair to set for about 30 minutes. Then I will use some Mixed Chicks hair silk and my blow dryer to diffuse her hair. You can definitely air dry and get the same results at this length, which is what she normally does. But since she has not tried to diffuse her hair, I want her to see the option to diffuse, because as her hair gets longer, it's not going to dry so fast with just air drying like it does now. So I want her to know how to do it later on down the road. I am going to lift some of the coils from the root for volume and separate some of them. In the next day or so, her curls will loosen up on their own, so I'm starting her off with a little bit more definition. You have to play around with styling your curls and figure out what drying method works best for your hair and your daily routine. After about 10 minutes, her hair is completely dry. I'm just going to go through and position the coils and separate a few more. Tylena has naturally dark hair. This is not a rinse, this is her natural hair color. She's also expecting, so she has that really cool, awesome mommy glow. Now I'm going to take my pick and go in at the root and lift for a little more volume. Of course, this part is completely optional. Total style time for conditioning, trim, and drying was about 1 hour and 15 minutes. She will sleep in a satin bonnet and refluff the curls in the morning or mist them with a little water-oil mix where needed. Now I am going to give you the same tips I gave Tylena after I did her big chop. To save money, look for samples of products you want to try. If you go to the manufacturer's website, oftentimes they offer coupons or free samples, or maybe even smaller versions of their products that you can buy for cheaper than what you would get for the full-size version. Also consider services like Curlbox, who give you products each month to try for a set fee. If you have a length goal in mind, stay away from chemicals such as dye until you know your hair and how it will behave. If moisture is an issue now, dye will only make it worse, so solve the hydration problem first. Try to eat a healthy, balanced diet and drink lots of water, as much as possible. If you feel your diet is lacking and you're considering adding vitamins, make sure you talk to your doctor about it first. Familiarize yourself with natural oils. Do your research and learn which ones do what, and make sure you are using products that include them. Track your progress by taking pictures along the way. Sometimes it's hard to notice growth when you look at yourself in the mirror every day. And last, nail down a regimen and stick with it. Being consistent is going to give you healthier growth. For more hair care tips, visit MoKnowsHair.com.